To be completely blunt, I'm someone who enjoys classic 1950s to 1970s house decoration. I'm just a classic man, but I know for a fact that these houses usually come with a very significant flaw, and it's not just that the prices of such antique decoration have skyrocketed over the decades, but that it also might bring in some paranormal activities to the venue due to how vintage such items and decoration are. This brings us to the individual featured in the upcoming video. He doesn't only live in a classic apartment. The man looks like he escaped an era 80 years old at this point. He obtained a 1940s painting of Wigan Town Centre, tragically completed just before the artist took their own life. Though the time should have had nothing to do with the fate of the creator, it somehow did. In the next video, Ray Turner was sitting on his couch, chilling. And he was literally chilling. Like the weather outside, as he described it, was really warm, but for some odd reason the house itself was strangely freezing cold. So he had the fireplace on, and he was feeling like a sinister presence was with him at that time. And it didn't take long to prove his words right. As he asked for evidence from the ghosts that they were with him, they delivered big time. They turned off the television. The activity just escalated and became scarier from that point. When the chair in the living room was dragged from its place, Ray's cat felt like something was off. She was scared as more noises began occurring, followed by a cup falling from its place and clear evidence that some invisible force had thrown it.
Okay folks, as you can see, it's almost 20 past 10 in the morning. I've decided to start filming because I knew something wasn't right in this house this morning. I've got the fire on, as you can see there, and it's warm outside, but the house is freezing. And furthermore, there's constant, I don't know, scratchy type noises coming from the dining room. So I've got it out there, that's the cat, on the off chance. If you're making noises in here, make yourself known. Do it now while I've got an actual camera out again. It's driving me absolutely wild, to be honest. Oh, it's cold. Can you do something to make your presence known? Oh, my TV's gone off. Right, okay. Ooh, there's a bit of an atmosphere, you know, guys. Cat's acting a bit weird as well. What's wrong? You okay? What? Right, thank you for doing that. Okay. Woo, I'm freaked out. Thank you. What is it you want? Why do you just randomly flare every now and then? The cat is going nuts at the bottom of the stairs. If you've just moved that chair, do something for me again. Can you hear that noise? Sophia, what are you doing? Whoa, what was that? What was that? What was that? What? Jesus. Okay, as many of you know that follow me for quite some time now, every so often I'll get a little flare of activity in the house. It is filled with objects I've collected from haunted places or that are said to be haunted. I'm a little bit shook up by that. It always starts with the cats as well, you know, they know when something's about to go on. Whoa, I don't know what to make of that.
I just discovered that there are more videos from this guy regarding the paranormal activity. I just didn't dig enough the first time, so hopefully I will be able to feature him again in the near future. When I ask you, what is the worst place you can think of to practice black magic? You would think it would be inside some religious building such as mosques and churches, and that answer might be correct in some way. But if you ask me, old abandoned buildings, and especially the bathroom section in them, are probably the dirtiest, most evil places to practice such things. Yeah, I know I sound ridiculous here, but since when did I sound like a logical being? Anyhow, proceeding with this never-ending story, bathrooms are one of the favorites for demons, since they're dirty and can't be places to say any prayers. And here come our two fellows in the next video, who thought to themselves that it would be a great idea if they tried to conduct a ritual right in the middle of a bathroom in an abandoned building. First, they had to set up their equipment and then prepare themselves. They created a circle with salt, lit up candles around it, and placed a doll that looks nothing like a friendly toy. And here they began the rituals. They sensed the presence of something evil, not because they are sensory types, but due to the sounds they heard that they couldn't explain. But these could have been speculations until the real paranormal activity kicked in. As the door behind one of them was swiped wide open, they couldn't believe it, but they had to continue the ritual. More sounds were heard, some like bangs. But remember when I said that doll looked nothing friendly? Yeah, I may have said that, and it was true. The doll they had in there had to make sure the investigators were conscious and aware of their surroundings, so it moved right in front of them. And to finish things off, it seems like whatever ghost possessing that doll turned off some candles as a way of concluding their activity.
از طریق درگاه آینه لطفاً وارد این پیشکش و عروسک شد. ای موجود مقربی، از طریق درگاه آینه وارد این پیشکش و عروسک شد. ای موجود مقربی، از طریق آینه محمد ده ای موجود مقربی، از طریق آینه محمد ده ای موجود ماورایی، اگه اینجا حضور داری، اگر وارد عروسک شدی، لطفاً یه نشونه بهمون بده. من چیزی اسم از تو چالو میاد. اگر وارد عروسک شدی، لطفاً یه نشونه بهمون بده. محمد تمام عروسک دیگه بود، تمام شمات بودن. حضور داره، وارد شده محمد. یه بابا از من خواهد میشین. اگه جزء ارواح هستی، دست راست در عروسک رو تکون بده. اگه جزء اجن هستی، دست چپ رو تکون بده. اگه جزء شیاطین هستی، عروسک رو محمد بده. اگه جزء شیاطین هستی، عروسک رو محمد بده. یکی خوب شد. محمد محمد اگه همیشه همه خاموش بشه نمیتونی اضافه بشین بچه ها محمد شمسی رو بشین محمد بشین سلام بکنیم بچه ها اگه این سلام رو بخوام بخونیم باید یه دونش هم حداقل روشن باشه محمد این سلام بکنیم.
I wouldn't really want to stay longer if it was up to me, and I would take such a decision right after the doll moves. If she moves, then that means she is possessed, which could also result in me being possessed afterwards. What is worse than living in an old house located on a farm? Because, hear me out, such places, in farms, are known for the creepiest encounters. At least, that's what we have learned from watching horror movies. But back to the main question, what is worse than living in such a place? Living in that very same place knowing that there is also a graveyard under it. Not only that, yeah folks, there is still the kicker. Your grandparents and your cat have been buried in there. So after hearing such information you might be aware, or at least have an idea, of what the next video is about. It's about a lady named Britt. Don't be so surprised, I know you thought it was about someone living in a place like the one I mentioned, but it is indeed. Britt lives in a farmhouse, an old one, where there is a graveyard underneath. The cemetery itself is part of an old family ranch. Recently, Britt noticed strange and creepy behavior by her dog Josie. Josie has been doing such things she has never done before, and it is causing Britt to be chilled to the bones. Josie has been barking and staring at the closet in the bedroom for absolutely no reason, even though there is no one in there, and you will see in the video that there is clearly no being in that closet. That same behavior was also seen from Josie outside, in a spot near where Britt's grandparents and her cat were buried. So it's clear that this strange, creepy phenomenon is linked to them somehow. But if the dog wasn't enough, Britt's neighbors have cows, and these cows have been showing up lately frozen in place, refusing to move, fixating at Britt's house for no reason. All these scary activities were a proven point that the place is haunted. As she once received her food delivery, the house alarm went off for no reason, and when Britt went inside to turn it off, something pulled her from her shirt.
Hearing it back, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like broke it. I don't really know, like, that's usually like her stance while she's waiting for me to come home. Is she waiting for someone to walk her outside? Like, I just don't really know what she's staring at. Because again, like, this is usually how she looks when she's waiting for me to come in, and I'm just like, what? What is it? What is it?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
this is, location is outside, no here.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's okay, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
You the cow over there?
I scared. He's like, oh,
They're actually not mine. I don't know. It wasn't showing up.
just know him.
No,
Oh,
they come hang out around here every night. Yeah. What would you do if this happened in your house?
What?
Hi.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Every night, like even at night, they even come and hang out here, and they just like stand and like. Are you for real right now? So, I'm recording this just in the off chance that no one believes me. Maybe I can catch it. And by the way, I have a freaking cemetery in my front yard, which probably doesn't help my cause. But I was just inside. I'm by myself with my dog. She's up in that room upstairs. You can really hear her working from here. And it has me really freaked out. Josie? Josie? Yeah, she's just been staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it, but I don't really know, like, that's usually like her stance while she's waiting for me to come home, and I'm just like, is she waiting for someone to walk out of that closet? Like,
You would never be able to sleep afterwards, especially knowing that not only is your dog seeing ghosts, but also these ghosts are targeting you directly. When I was watching the next sequence of clips, I had only one thing in mind. What am I looking at? It wasn't like I didn't understand what was happening during the videos, but rather I wanted to know what kind of place we were dealing with. I suspected it was a hospital, but then I was like, if it was a hospital, shouldn't there be patients? And it doesn't look like it's under construction by any means. Turns out it was a school. And what a creepy school it is. We have next a security guard who claimed that one night, during his patrol, he felt watched. He felt an eerie feeling like something was lurking at him from the darkness. Little did he know at that moment that there was indeed something watching over him. He had no other option but to pull out his phone and begin recording, because if he wanted to run, who would be protecting the school when it's his job? Now the man needs protection from these ghosts. During the video you will hear some faint sounds of something being knocked off of its place, despite the man being completely alone in the building. The fear grew in his heart more and more. And while he was still investigating the hallways, he noticed that the light of the PC inside one of the rooms was switched on by itself. He had to rush into that room, but he found no evidence of a presence. He had to search the history of the school the other day, and he found during the research that there were 2 students who lost their lives in the very same building. And now that things make more sense, here come more scary activities to make this man's job a living nightmare, such as chairs falling on their own and trash cans being dragged around.
Muchos me dicen que por qué no dejo este lugar, que trabajé en otra cosa. Desgraciadamente hace algunos años ahí me me golpearon unos chavos. Fue un malentendido y pues me fracturaron algunas costillas y desgraciadamente la recuperación es aproximadamente de 15 años. No puedo ahorita trabajar en algo más, algo muy pesado, ¿no? O así. Estoy acá en Estados Unidos, pero mi familia está en México. Espero algún día poder estar con ellos y ya dejar todo estos lugares. Sí da miedo. ¿Escucharon? Un ruido. Y les digo, sí da miedo, pero pues son algunos de los sacrificios que pues uno tiene que hacer, ¿no? Espero algún día contar con su apoyo de ustedes, con algún like, compartir mis videos, guardarlos, pronto crecer en las redes sociales y así pronto tener que dejar estos lugares. Miren, algo raro. Está prende, apaga ahí la computadora. Aquí no hay nadie, ¿ve? No hay nadie, ¿ve? Bueno, miren, en esta área es donde supuestamente miran a una niña o han visto una niña. Tanto maestros como otros trabajadores de aquí del lugar dicen que miran una niña. Uy, güey. ¿Escucharon eso? ¿Escucharon? Entonces... Uy, güey. Vámonos. Vámonos. Estoy cerrando la puerta. Y miren, a lo lejos se ve como si estuviera alguien ahí. ¿Alcanzan a ver? El venado no. Lo otro, ahí está. Y ahí ya no se supone que ya no hay nadie, vean. Ahí está alguien. Ya no hay nadie, ya puse la alarma y todo y vamos para que vean. Y miren, vengo a cerrar y ya me voy.
I think it's perfect to say that no one likes schools at night, especially when there is no one inside. So why would you want to work as a night guard in such a place, especially when you are aware that it has some unfortunate history that contributes to its hauntings? The next video isn't really much of a paranormal circus. I mean, it barely has any. It's more on the side of creepy investigations that aren't memorable. The video takes us to a location that has been long abandoned and deceased in East Cleveland, Ohio, particularly the abandoned streets of Elderwood and Chapin Avenue areas, long associated with crime, poverty, and neglect. And it also has some history that isn't too bright. East Cleveland, where abandoned buildings have frequently served as sites for hiding unalive people. Past news reports confirm this grim reality, including the discoveries of multiple unalive people such as Juar King and Michelle Arnold, as well as a 16-year-old boy found out of order near a school. Talking about the discovery of people out of life order, Chris in the next video has previously investigated the place, and he suspects that he might have found one inside the shed in one of the buildings, which he revisited during the investigation we have here. But oddly enough, he found that the locker had been changed. It was creepy to witness, but when the real investigation kicked in, it didn't really last long. Barely anything happened, and Chris was really freaked out that he evacuated earlier than expected, especially after he heard some inexplicable noises echoing through the building, more like signs for him to scurry away.
At first, I was nervous to look, but when I finally worked up the courage and pointed my camera between the slats, the shed was empty. But what really threw me off was the fact that the lock had been changed. It was as if someone wanted to erase any trace of what had been there before. That's when a chilling thought crossed my mind. Whatever had been inside was removed, and my video might have been the reason why.
Oh my God, this is really a dump. This is really like a landfill. What is this place?
As I said in the intro, this video was short and was meant more to add to the tone without trying to be too much of a paranormal party, just an appetizer on this list, as I would call it. Also, not every list has to be top tier. It's enough to fit the criteria and have all the creepy videos that this channel has been stuck to since the very beginning. And if you give me more time, I will begin lecturing you with a history class. So to avoid such an outcome, subscribe and watch the next video on screen.